It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
O Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures. It leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses. It restoreth my buzz. It leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.
Good morning. Whew, I look rough this morning. There, better, farther away. I washed my face and I put lotion on it.
Aw, good.
But, you know, I look rough this morning. I just realized I didn't look at myself really until just then. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing?
Look at these cute little cookies I found.
Let me see.
They're almond cookies.
Mm.
Like not almond cookies, almond flour cookies.
Oh, yum.
So they're
gluten-free?
Yeah. But look how tiny they are.
They're cute. What kind are they?
They're Aldi's.
Oh,
like
Aldi's
brand.
has good gluten-free stuff.
They're in a little tiny bag.
Mm-hmm.
And they're little tiny cookies.
Mm-hmm. Their gluten-free stuff is really good, though. Oh, are they sugar-free? I haven't done any of their sugar-free stuff. But they have gluten-free waffles that are really good. And they have gluten-free macaroni and cheese that's really good.
Mm.
So if you need to go gluten-free, Aldi's is, and their prices are good.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the prices, when we started doing the gluten-free, it was crazy. Because nobody did it.
And they have excellent gluten-free chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They're very good gluten-free chicken nuggets.
Hi, Chrissy.
Good morning. I was just thinking, hubby and I are working on the new intro and credits thing that we'll be using the same one for all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about taking this audio and actually doing a TikTok with it so people could duet it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep it going, because it's one of my favorites. It took me forever to get people to do it. But I did.
Oh, guess what?
What?
My sprouts are growing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yay.
All of them are growing.
What are you sprouting?
I'm growing, and these are like microgreens.
Oh, okay.
So I'm growing, I'm trying 4 different kinds.
Okay.
So I mixed my own for 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing like a radish mix for one that I kind of mixed together for my own. And because I have like a million seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I just want to kind of make my own for a couple. So I did like a lettuce one for one.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the radish mixture for another one. And then I did a mild mix for one and a spicy mix for another one.
Cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about growing like microgreens and lettuce is you cut it and it grows more.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about it, especially down here. Like I had basically an old kid sandbox. It was one of the plastic ones. I don't know what it was supposed to be. It kind of looked like wood, but it wasn't. It was plastic. It was very plastic. But I drilled holes in it.
Yeah.
And then I put down rabbit manure because that is the best thing to grow anything in. That's the only manure you can use straight. You don't have to do anything to it. Just throw it in your garden and the plants love it.
Yeah, because
So
all
it's
they
'cause of
eat
this.
is vegetables.
Right.
So,
And they have hardly any acidity in their systems at all.
right.
So I did that and then, you know, put dirt in and compost and stuff. And then I just planted all different kinds of lettuce. And I didn't have to regrow it, you know, like the tomatoes I had to sprout every year.
Yeah. Wow, that would be cool.
But I just go out there and cut what I wanted to eat.
So how long is your growing season? Can you grow food all year round if you wanted to?
Pretty much.
Wow.
I mean, there's certain things like tomatoes are a little bit iffy. They like, because we get really hot when it's hot and really cold when it's cold. So they get a little temperamental.
Yeah. Wow.
And that really depends on what kind you're growing too.
Yeah.
Corn grew good over in Cocoa, but not here.
Oh.
I grew sweet corn out there.
Mm-hmm.
Gourds do not do well down here. There's too much moisture.
Oh.
So they rot before they're ripe.
Oh, that's too bad.
It sucks too. I was like, ooh, I can actually get an acorn squash without it being green. Every time I try to get an acorn squash, they are so green. And they rot before they ripen.
I bet watermelons probably. Do they grow good there?
Oh yeah, they're like wildfire down here. You just gotta if you're growing them yourself, you have to make sure you have something to put them on top of so they're not sitting on the ground. Because they'll rot too. But they like the humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
we did some
cantaloupe?
sugar babies.
Oh,
they're
those
little.
are
They're about
great.
this big.
Yeah. I tried growing those a couple years ago. And they only got,
they're tiny.
Big.
They're like, yeah, this is the biggest they get. Sugar babies.
Yeah.
They're tiny, but they're delicious. They are delicious. They are the best watermelon I've ever had.
I need to start them early, I think. The sugar
probably
watermelon.
Watermelon where you are probably would take the whole summer to grow. You wouldn't. You won't be. You definitely won't be harvesting them until fall.
Right. Because
that's the other thing. I think our growing seasons are shorter. Like it doesn't take as long. It seems like to grow stuff down here. I also did the Mexican cucumbers, which look like little pumpkins. They're like this big.
Oh.
But they're cucumbers. And I got one. The birds loved them.
Oh.
I did give me one. They were kind of lemony, like a lemon back palette. Oh. They were good. I was kind of disappointed. Rose hibiscus, or not rose, cranberry hibiscus. You can eat that whole plant. Wow. Flowers, leaves, twigs, roots. It's all edible. So, and those hibiscus grows down here like crazy. That's what you see in all the surfing shirts.
Oh, okay.
Because they grow everywhere. At least I don't see magnolias. And what's the other one? I don't remember. But they are really strong perfume. And when they bloom and rot, it's hard for me to be outside. Like even a couple streets down from one.
Yeah.
because it's so thick. It's like walking through the detergent aisle at the grocery store.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Last month it was this month, the beginning of this month. I was going down the aisle in Sam's Club where they have all the detergents and stuff.
Mhm.
And I just started sneezing. I couldn't stop. And this lady's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I'm just allergic."
No.
It's so strong.
Chrissy
And-
said that we have cornfields all around me.
Oh, yeah. I could probably grow field corn without a problem, but
Yeah.
I don't have anything to feed it to. Like, I would feed it to my chickens if I still had chickens
Yeah.
and rabbits, but you don't want to eat field corn. It's really,
No. That's.
it has no flavor.
Mm-hmm.
None whatsoever. It's good. I mean, you could survive off of it. That's what you had. You could eat it and survive. It's got lots of minerals and stuff in it. But
I learned that we eat field corn a lot. They put it in cereal.
oh yeah,
They put
yeah.
it in.
Processed stuff. Yeah.
They put it in like cornmeal.
Oh, it's
They
filler.
put it in. They put it in like as filler. They put it in a lot of stuff.
Because it doesn't have a flavor
Yeah.
at all. I tried it.
Anything-
It's one of the things we did when we were kids. We tried everything. We put everything. You know how people are like, "Don't put that in your mouth. Don't put that in your mouth." They go, my family's like, "Try it, see what happens." You know, that's the way
Yeah.
my family was. So
Corn
I
is
tasted
like
a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have.
corn is like one of the biggest crops in America.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But then there's some of us who were farmers, and I
Mhm.
didn't realize how spoiled I was
Yeah.
because everything we got a lot of fresh and what they
Whole
call
food.
windfalls of all the orchards. We got anything windfall. We got
yeah.
either free or close to nothing.
Yep.
And everyone where I lived left the last row for people to come pick of whatever it was.
Mhm.
So we'd always get fresh. We'd go pick it and get fresh stuff like asparagus, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries,
Mhm. Mhm.
beans, green beans. Oh my goodness. Green beans were a big thing that we had. Tomatoes were another big thing we always had a lot of. And it was all
Yeah.
fresh. And then
Yeah.
we can for the winter. And
Right.
then we'd get a half a cow for about half the price because we either fed it, transported it, or slaughtered it
Mhm.
for whoever owned it.
Mhm.
So we get like meat for the year for the winter for next to nothing. And then we
Mhm.
hunted and fished.
Yeah.
I don't know why and we had a dairy farm, so we can make our own. I know how to make butter. It's not really that hard. Honestly, it's too expensive to make it when you don't have your own cow.
Yeah.
You might as well buy it because it's way too expensive to make it yourself. But it's not a hard thing. I mean, little kids learn how to make it.
Yeah.
You learn how to make it as a little kid.
Yeah.
Just add a little salt to it.
Yep.
Seriously, people, that's all it is. It's just milk and salt.
Yeah.
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream, salt.
That's it.
That's all it is.
It's delicious. I
Yeah.
love butter.
I do too.
I can't hardly eat any of the margarines, especially now that I know what they were made for. They're made to fatten poultry, people. That's what margarine was made for.
Yeah.
Poultry, make them bigger so we get those bigger cuts.
Yeah.
So it's just oil. I mean, that's all it is. It's oil and water.
Yep.
They just cooked it really good. And we didn't grow wheat. We grew alfalfa.
Mm.
So I know we bought flour a lot. Flour and sugar. Flour, sugar, and milk. And that was usually what we had to buy because we had eggs
Mhm.
and everything else. So once a month, we'd go get big things of flour, sugar, milk, and stuff like coffee
Mm-hmm.
and soda if we were lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if we got that, it was because somebody was hauling it and we got it for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we very rarely had soda when I was a kid. But or cereal. Cereal was also a big deal in my house. Like I know people who live on. I like what I like, and most of what I like is like granola because we used to make that
Yeah.
ourselves and eat it. So I like. There's this. What is it called? Honey Bunches of Oats.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cornflakes and granola.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put more granola on it.
Mm.
Because I like the granola. But like my kids eat all kinds of cereal that I don't even like it.
Yeah.
I like Honey Nut Cheerios, but that was the only cereal I had really when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Was Honey Nut Cheerios because my mom would get triple coupons on that one when she got it.
Cool.
Do you remember that double and triple coupon?
Yes. Days? Yeah. Yep.
I have to sit there and hold the coupons for my mom. And she'd be like, find the fill in the blank. I'd be like,
yeah.
Little mastermind over there taking over the world.
We had when I lived up in Alaska, we had a monthly grocery trip where we would drive 250 miles to Anchorage and then 250 miles home in a day.
So about 4 hours?
Yep. Yep.
Ours was almost 2. So as half of what yours was.
So, and we would drive, over this huge mountain, like through the mountain. And it was just a trip. It was a trip. But we had greenhouses for the summer and stuff. And we would hunt too to try to fill freezers. And we had these things called fish wheels. They weren't ours. Oh, yeah. But we had friends who had fish wheels where we could subsistence fish with the fish wheel. And you could get, I think 100 fish a day you could get out of the fish wheels. And you could can them, So that's what we would do.
I was living on this canned fish for a while that when I was living with all the drag queens and lesbians. Anyway, somebody had brought over all this canned fish. I found out it was my friend Adriana, her father, a big hunter, fisher, blah, blah, blah. And he brought it over. And I was eating it. I was just eating it because we had no food in the house at that point. And there was canned fish. People were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm kind of eating it like tuna. I put a little mayonnaise in it. I put it on bread. Or I drain it and throw it in the macaroni and cheese, whatever to supplement that protein that I know I wasn't completing with my vegetables.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's salmon. I said, no, it's not. I don't like salmon. She goes, no, that's a real fresh salmon that's been canned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't like your dad's salmon then. Because I've tried other canned salmons and I don't like it. I don't like salmon. I know that's a real, people are like, ooh, we had salmon. And I'm like, good for you. I don't care for lobster either. I'm not a lobster person. I don't like the texture. It tastes like I'm biting a stick of butter. And I don't like that. I don't. Crab and lobster.
I like processed crab. Like the like crab cakes.
White meat that's been dyed.
Pretty much crab cakes.
Yeah.
And I only like lobster tail. The claws taste so funky. I've tried it a couple times, but I like lobster
I've had a bite of a tail. I haven't. Crabs, the crab legs. I tried to eat crab legs once, and I thought I had a few. I had one whole crab leg that I ate. Trying to give it a chance, but that texture made me ill. I was out at this really expensive restaurant. I was probably 13, and I was with a friend and her grandparents. So I was trying, and they ordered for me, which was way new freaking for me. Never had anybody order for me in my life, and I was a
that's
kid.
weird.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I manners. I ate one and said I was done. I didn't complain or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, how do you people eat this?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And it might be because we didn't grow up eating that. I grew up eating smelt and bass and crick bass and sunshine bass and rainbow fish.
Right.
You know, the freshwater fish.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up eating. Walleye, pollock.
Yeah.
You know, whatever we caught. We probably caught other things that I don't know the name of, but we just fried it up and ate it.
Yeah.
When I say fried up, we would dress it, scale it and stuff. And then we just roll it in cornmeal and stick it on a hot skillet for a few seconds. Fish does not take long to cook.
No, it doesn't.
It's the fastest. That's why shrimp, people are like, you don't get the pre-made. I'm like, you know how quickly you can make shrimp? You can literally pour hot butter over it and it will cook.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything else. But I usually stick it in the oven for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you put it over your spaghetti and it's delicious.
Yep.
People.
There you go.
Some stuff is just, and now it's more expensive to buy chicken and make your own stuff than it is to buy a bag of noodles, chicken, and vegetables that are already together. It's cheaper to do that.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
I know.
I don't get that. Because I was telling my mom, I found this bird. It's a bird's eye thing. It's got vegetables. It's called chicken chow mein, but it's not chow mein. It's more like lo mein. But it has big pieces of carrots and broccoli and red peppers. It's really, and the ginger sauce is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want that for lunch, honey. If we have any. Now that I'm talking about it. But it's really, I thought, well, I'll get this as a cheap meal for hubby and I, because most of the grocery money goes for the kids' food. Because they eat expensive food. So I get this stuff. I'm like, okay, this is a cheap meal. It's sustainable. It's got the protein, it's got the carb, it's got the veggie. Let's see how it tastes. And if it's passable, it's cheap,
Yeah.
I was like, this is actually good. This is actually better than the Chinese restaurant stuff. I like this better. I like the sauce better. It's like a ginger and pepper flake. Maybe soy sauce. I put a little extra soy sauce on it. It's not salty enough for me. But,
Yeah.
I told my mom about it. She goes, yeah, but those things are so expensive. I said, it already has the chicken in it. It's not like one of those add chicken.
Right.
This thing. It already is in it.
Right.
She's like, oh. Then I bought fajita meat chicken. Sam's Club members mark brand. It was delicious. I didn't have to do anything. Hubby actually warmed it up a little bit, because it's all cooked, and threw it on top of our Southwest salads.
Oh,
it was amazing.
That sounds good.
With dried sweet corn kernels.
Mm.
Those were good. I wish I could buy those. Just freeze dried sweet corn kernels. I've never seen them for sale though, because those were munchable, man. I was like, I could munch on these like popcorn. These are good. They don't even need anything on them. They just taste like sweet corn.
Have you ever had corn nuts?
Yes, I like corn nuts.
Were they kind of like corn nuts or no?
No. They were completely different. They were, well, first of all, they were small, standard corn size.
Okay.
And they were not as hard. They had a little crunch to them, but not really a lot.
Okay.
And it was very sweet. The flavor was very sweet.
Okay.
So, yeah, very different than corn nuts. But I do like corn nuts. I like me some corn nuts.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, that's one thing I had to stop eating.
Yeah. They have a lot of salt in them.
Yeah.
A lot of carbs and a lot of salt.
A lot of carbs, a lot of salt.
All kinds of bad for you.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
They're tasty. Every now and then I'll have some though, still.
Oh yeah, I don't deny myself. If I did, I would be miserable.
Yeah. I still have like a little handful or two.
And on my period, when I'm having my period, I do not care what I eat.
Yeah.
I eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's like my cheat week. Well, 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Because I have a hell period for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. I'm like, just eat what you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your body is just hungry. I'm always so hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Not like normal hungry, like hungry.
Yeah.
Ravenous.
Goodness.
So did you find the presents I left you at Minecraft?
Yes, I did.
Is that what you wanted?
Yes, I did.
The only thing I could think of. I've never really used them. I played with them a little bit and under your chicken. See how they work.
Yeah.
But I usually just press B and crouch everywhere.
Oh.
And then I fall and die and then I have to do it again. It's normal. Did you get the I saw that you got maps, blank maps too. Does that make mapping easier? You don't know?
I don't know.
I was curious. I have no idea. I gave Miss Myrtle all my treasure maps because I went to 2 of them and I dug and I dug and I dug and I'm like, I'm done.
Oh,
I am so done. So I went and picked flowers and filled up the flowers. So I was like, I'm over this. It's pissing me off. Like when hubby found a treasure once, it was like an underwater city real close to shore. It was really easy it was like, oh, that's it, you know? And I'm in the middle of a beach. The X is in like the middle of a beach. I'm like, well, I'm standing right in the middle of the beach because there's a little arrow pointing at the X right in the middle of the X.
Maybe somebody got to it already.
I don't know. Well,
no,
I don't know. Yeah. That's really far out there.
Did you try digging? Did you try digging?
I dug. I dug and I dug and I dug and I pickaxed through sandstone and I dug some more. It was terrible. I hated it. Like, I'm not having fun. I'm done. When I'm no longer having fun, there's no, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having fun building my chicken.
I'm having fun watching you build your chicken. I go check it every time I play to see what has happened and not happened yet. And then I always start at the end of my game, whatever tools I have left over, I go out foraging and hunting with to just use them up. Because I get ticked when I'm doing a build and my things just break right away. I'm like, oh, just makes me angry. So instead of that, I just go and I hunt and I gather stuff and I get stuff out of the gardens and I put them all in the food storage and in the wool and stuff in the crafting bins.
Cool.
So that's what I do every day. So we're getting a pretty good stash of food.
Yeah. Cool.
My little demons, those ally things, drive me crazy. So I lashed them onto fences that are up on top of the wood so you can tell what they look like. I lashed them up there because they were driving me nuts.
Is that what how do those things work? Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi. Well, supposedly they're called allies.
Yeah.
And you give them something. Like right now they're holding poppies because that's what I had.
Yeah.
When I first got them, I gave them emeralds. And supposedly they're supposed to follow you everywhere. And whatever you gave them, they're supposed to find more of.
Oh.
But I do not have the patience for them.
Oh.
I do not. So if anybody wants to right click on their little butts, you're more than welcome to use them. And there's a place for them. They like jukeboxes and note blocks. So there's a cage on top of the kelp farm with a jukebox and some note blocks, because I figured they could play in there, and we just shut the door. They got out. And then one followed me all the way into the nether. All of a sudden I turned around and it was following me.
Oh no.
Shit. And then it fell in the lava. I'm like, well, I guess they don't get along with the nether very well. They'll be dead.
They'll be dead.
So how's your day going, Chris?
It's alright. And it's not ever pop up because my husband at work, the oldest child is gone for the weekend, and my son to sleep because he did not sleep last night.
Oh, my youngest has been doing that lately. It drives me crazy.
So I ain't been awake. I was awake till like almost 5.
Wow.
Because my husband leaves at 5, so I fell asleep about 3:30. But my husband wakes up at 4. So he was being loud. He woke me up. He leaves at 5, but it's hard for me to go back to sleep. So I went to sleep before 5:30, and then I woke up like at 9:45. But that's normal for me to get like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah.
That's kind of my normal, but
yeah, I think I fell asleep around 1 and I got up this morning at 7.
It's hard because
that was like sleeping
with the sleep party, like my body's already overworked to not sleepy, like I said.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I get yelled at by my doctor all the time about my sleep.
Yeah, so do I. I have insomnia, and
I'm like, you gonna come babysit?
I'm supposed to take sleeping pills. Exactly. I'm supposed to take sleeping aids, but I can't
take them.
I can't because of my son.
Yeah.
So I have to be able to hear him. So I was like sleeper. Baby's like sleeper. So any little thing will wake me up.
Extra noise always wakes me up.
And when I'm awake, I'm awake. So
I don't do half awake, and I do groggy very poorly. My youngest knows this, so he usually stays away from me in the morning. Sometimes he comes over and sits next to me on the bed and goes, hug.
But you have hubby to help you.
I don't do much, actually. Dad does most of it.
So
the kids don't like me.
So my husband's gone about 15 hours a day.
That's a lot.
So by the time, like when he's on days, when he gets home, my son goes to bed in 30 minutes after he gets home.
Right.
My son does sleep when he leaves in the morning, so he only sees him for 30 minutes. When he's on nights, he wakes up at 3 o'clock. My son gets home at 3:30, and he leaves at 5 p.m. So that's an hour and a half. But in the hour and a half, my husband's getting dressed, he's eating. So he doesn't eat with my son, but that's the only interaction they have. And then he'll come in the mornings and he'll take him to school. But that's it. Like, he'll walk with him to school because Mason walks to school because we live across the street from the school.
Right.
Like, legit, like the school's in front of me. So I can see the school. So he walks, which is fine because I'm trying to build that independence with him. And so the teachers also want him. Like, we both want him. So it's nothing's gonna happen to him. But so he doesn't have a lot of interaction with his dad. Everything's on me. It's all on me. Yeah, if I need help, my older niece, my provide my provider was my oldest niece.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still helping me, like, with the stuff I absolutely can do, even though she's like getting paid for it. But so she will help my
That's
son.
you.
If I need it, she will help.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
But it's a lot. It's a lot to do with Aaron and everything else I have to do. But I
Yeah.
do everything, like in the house. My husband does, but he's only here on Sundays. So
Aw.
That's rough.
It
yeah,
is rough.
it's a lot. And I'm like,
I remember, was it pregnant with the oldest, I think, and hubby was working nights. Well, later in the day.
mhm.
And I didn't answer my phone for some reason. I don't remember why. He freaked out. He like got down to his car and was coming home to worried he's gonna find me, like, Steel Magnolia scene,
Mhm.
and he was freaking out. And finally he called me. He's like, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I didn't, whatever, for whatever reason. I don't remember. And he was like, you need to call me every 20 minutes.
But
I'm like, you need to breathe. He was so worried. It was sweet. It was not a
I felt so silly
he
afterward.
was being very sweet.
But yeah, I was freaking the hell out.
He was just scared.
My husband went to the factory, so he could allow to have his phone.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I called him, he wouldn't know. Because they have to leave their phones in their lockers.
Mm-hmm.
But with the position he has now, he's allowed to have his phone because he's like right under the team leader. He's right under. So if they
assistant team leader or something like that.
He's right under the team leader. So like if the team leader's gone, he's the team leader. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if they have a private conversation, they call each other instead of using the walkie-talkie. So that's the only reason why he's allowed to have his phone now.
Oh.
For that reason.
I think cell phones were very new to me when I was pregnant with my child. I only had them like maybe a year before I met hubby.
Yeah.
And so they were all very new reality to me. And still sometimes I forget that my phone is a phone. Like, it's not an email and text message machine. It's actually a phone.
Yeah.
Or my to-do lists or my calendars or, me creating videos and stuff like that. That's not what that's actually for. That's just extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually a phone. I forget. I forget to turn the ringer on because I turn it off at night.
Yeah. But so it's different with him.
So mine is usually with me. I just forget to turn the ringer on. It's like Eliza tried to call me the other day and I didn't have my ringer on and I didn't see it. So she called hubby, which was the smartest thing to do, to be honest.
When I think in the voice memo yesterday, I was like, man, it would be so much easier if I could just call her.
Yeah, I should give you my number. I really should. We talk every day.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
And that we can text too. If you have my number. If you've been on the Discord long enough, you really should have it because I put my business card in there more than once. I don't care. I don't care who has my number. I don't care who has my address. I dare you. My kids will get you before I do.
I'm a big texter, but with what I had to say yesterday, it was too much to text.
Yeah.
I
understand. Eliza and I very rarely text each other. We leave each other voice messages.
I typed it out like I usually do because it was a lot.
Can you leave voice messages on your text messaging?
I can, yeah.
So can I. We can do that too. That's the best way to get a hold of me,
I get worried with my speech impediment that it's not going to translate like it says.
No. Do you can't record your voice?
Yeah, I can, but
okay.
Because
I can usually understand you pretty fine.
A lot of people say they can't with the recordings.
Oh, I didn't have a problem yesterday. None.
So,
if I did, I would have said, I missed this part. Yeah. I'm sorry. Because I'm not afraid to ask you to repeat something. Yeah. I want people to ask me to repeat stuff. I hate when people just think they know what I said.
Yeah,
aren't sure. No, ask me. I especially if I slip into my Michigan accent. When I slip into my Michigan accent, I'm going 3,000 miles per hour. Yeah. And I know you're going to miss something. Because if you didn't grow up with it, you're not going to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have to watch myself.
I have to watch that with people that used to be. Because sometimes I talk really fast.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I have to slow down.
You need to slow down. Just slow. I tell my youngest and my husband start sentences and don't finish them.
Oh, my husband does that too. Like, what?
And I'm like, wait, take a breath, and try again.
Take a breath.
You just gave me 3 sentences that just the beginning. I have no idea what's going on.
With my husband, this is gonna sound weird, but his mother is a Spanish speaker.
Uh-huh.
My husband speaks English, but he talks like his first language is Spanish. Like he talks.
Oh, he's got a thick accent.
He talks working English. Like he wouldn't talk quick.
Does he speak Spanglish?
No, he doesn't speak Spanish at all. You would think he does. But like he doesn't add INGs or EDs to words. He doesn't make anything plural or anything. It drives me crazy. And my son picked it up because he was taught English from someone who didn't really know English. So
right.
he speaks English like that. So he took speech therapy for that reason, to teach him how to make proper sentences. And he still speaks that way. I'm like, what?
Yeah, when I lived in Florida for 2 years, for 9th and 10th grade down in Florida, and I had almost everybody spoke Spanish. Even if they were white, they spoke Spanish. We have so many Cubans, it's unbelievable. And let me tell you, I'm glad for it. Cuban food is amazing. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. Cuban food is so good. And coffee. Cuban coffee is really good. Terrible for me. But so I had friends who they basically spoke Spanglish.
Yeah,
it's a Spanish English mix. So when I know Spanish because I took Spanish for 2 years, but then I got thrown in it, so I really picked up quick. And I'm glad I had those 2 years, or I'd probably been lost so bad. But now I can't speak it as much as I used to be able to. But I understand what everybody's saying. I can pick up words.
So my husband
logically understand what people are saying.
So my husband's mother speaks to him in Spanish, and he replies in English. So he understands it. He just
oh yeah, that's normal with all languages.
Yeah,
you learn how to understand the language before you start speaking it. That's how children learn.
And he does speak it, but he speaks it very seldom. It's not something he does it often. He only does it with his mom.
Oh.
So, because my mother-in-law, no, she speaks English, but it's very broken English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was someone at the coffee house I worked at. He was from Argentina, and I was speaking Spanish to somebody at the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just quick. It was really simple Spanish. You want a coffee? What kind of coffee? How big? You know, that kind of nothing crazy involved.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me and goes, "Are you from Argentina?" No, Michigan. I'm not even Spanish. Well, not for like many generations back. And he's like, You speak with an Argentinian accent. Well, must be whoever I picked up my accent from must have been from Argentina then, because. But it's funny because I've always wanted to go to Argentina. Like when I was a little kid, I never knew why. I just liked the word Argentina. I just like the sound of it.
Yeah.
And I've never been, but I've always wanted to go. And now that I'm older and I've actually looked into it, when I got older, I think I would really like Argentina.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, except for the drug lords and stuff, but
yes.
I hate that part. But man, it's pretty. It's that rainforest, but not overly like eat you. It's that pretty rainforest.
Yeah.
Kind of look to it. It's very beautiful. Even the wilds are very beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I keep looking at my husband's location because he was supposed to get off in 5 hours. But he's still at the factory in the middle. And even if he doesn't work with them, he should be having lunch. But he's not at lunch. So I was like, I wonder if they're walking through lunch so that he could leave.
Oh, yeah.
Because today we were supposed to go to my uncle's for Easter. We knew Easter the day before with my mom's family. But it's at 2 o'clock. So I'm hoping he gets home so we can go. Because that's the only Easter my son would have. Like, to go, like, hunting for eggs and all that.
Yeah.
And so, and my niece is going to be there. So.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to go so I can check up on her and see if she's okay.
Yeah. That's good. That would be good. I don't know if we're doing Easter. My mom gave a vague account of something we should have for Easter as in food, like a menu, but she never said we were doing it, and she never said what time. So I have to call her today and say, hey, are we doing Easter on Easter? Are we doing it sometime in the week? Are we doing it? Because then also I got a phone call from the nurse practitioner yesterday, and my 2 youngest have doctor's appointments tomorrow morning at 9:30. Monday morning at 9:30.
Sunday?
Oh.
No, Monday.
I
skipped today in my head. Monday morning at 9:30. So I'm like, we're having all the kids home for an extra day. They had Friday. They had a 7, 8, 9-day weekend. Now they're having a 10-day weekend.
Wow.
I'm over.
Well, my son wants to stay home on Thursday, and I told him no. He's like, Mom, it's my birthday. I'm like, when have I ever let you stay home on your birthday?
When have I ever done that? Why is that? Why do you think that's an okay thing?
Well, here's the thing now. We just doesn't want to go to school, and I'm like, man, keep it up. Like, I don't.
That's my kid too, my youngest. I just want to be with you.
If you don't have a fever and you're not dying and school's open, you're going to school.
Oh, mine is, I can't go to school. I said, why are you dying? Yes. Are you bleeding? Yes. Is there something I can do about it? No. Then you're going to school.
No.
There's nothing I can do about it. You're going to school.
I'm like, if you're not dying of bleeding or have a fever, then you could go to school. and I'm teaching the oldest one that too, because he used to be able to not go because of the circumstances they were in. And now I make her go every day, so she's not too happy about that, but I'm real big about school and education, so
you got to do what you got to do.
Maybe it's because I have a degree in education, so I see the value in it, I guess.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
They need to go to school.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just for schooling. It's for socialization, getting an idea that not everybody works the same way. Not everybody believes the same things your parents do, and they're not going to do it the same way. And we all have different personalities. Kids need to know these things. That's one of the reasons I get kind of bitter about the whole, you have to be on top of your children all the time. The government coming in saying you have to be on top of your children all the time. Because I know I wouldn't have my personality. Now, my children are different because of their special needs.
Yeah.
But neurotypical kids, I learned so much of who I was running around in the woods doing stuff.
Yeah.
My parents were nowhere near me most of the day.
Yeah, neither were mine. Surprisingly, like I
saw my parents maybe 15 minutes a day. Maybe. Unless I had to come home for dinner.
So
and I had to sit and have dinner. That was not fun.
So my son's pediatrician during COVID, I was gonna homeschool him after COVID ended because it was just easier than taking him to school. And
I homeschooled all three of
them. His pediatrician told me no because with Mason's issues, he needed to be socialized so that he could learn how to adapt to situations.
I agree.
So that's why he went back into school. Because I was going to homeschool him for the rest of first grade because the first grade is that school is 3 blocks away from us. So with the rain and stuff, I hated for him to walk, and they didn't allow him to walk, and I didn't have my wheelchair yet, so that was too far of a walk for me.
Oh yeah.
And they took the bus away from him because they said we lived too close to the school, so he lost.
He should have got special exemptions. He has an IEP, right?
Well, no, he has a 504 plan now, but they give him one back then. Even though he needed one, they refused it. Well, he had an IEP when he had speech, but when they took him out of speech in first grade, which we thought he got it back.
Right.
So anyway, they took him off the bus, right? So I wasn't going to send him back to first grade because it was half of the school year anyway when they went back to school. Finally,
I kept mine for the second half. That second half.
I was going to keep him. His pediatrician told me no, that he needed to go because we were having a lot of issues with him at the time, and they're like, no, he needs to be socialized because he's the only child. He wasn't having interaction with other children.
Mine were, they just weren't healthy interactions.
Yeah, I know.
Because all three of my kids want to be only children.
Yeah, well.
Holy shit.
My son wants a little boredom so bad, and I laugh at him because I can't have kids. And I tell him, well, he calls my nephew Bubba. One of my nephews, I go, you call Bubba? And I go, you have all these cousins. They're like siblings.
True. Mine were.
They're in and out of the house so much. I go, you have siblings, look right there.
Yeah, and when I was out on the farm, the family farm, I had all my cousins and all the hands, all the work hands, because we had a full, we had cows, pig, we had dairy, meat. We had it all. You name it, we had it. We even had goats. I hated them things. And rabbits. And horses. So we had a big farm, and we didn't have hands often because we didn't have the money for them. But when we had them, these brothers would come, these teenage guys would come from a couple farms up and work for pittance, but they would do it. It was very sweet of them, actually. In hindsight, I didn't know at the time. I was just annoyed that they were getting paid and I wasn't. That's pretty much what I was annoyed with. I remember my uncle saying, what are you going to use your money for? I said, it's none of your business what I use the money for. He goes, you don't go anywhere. And I said, that's not my choice. You live in the middle of nowhere. Maybe I'm saving up to go to Florida. You never know. They always told me I was too smart for my own good when I was younger.
Oh, I got told that all the time.
Did I ever
Probably
show
like
you the picture of me kissing a goat?
I don't think so. I think you told me about it, but I don't think you showed me it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember. Yeah,
I'll put it in the Discord.
Okay.
I do have it on me though, but
There,
it's blurry. It is
Hold on.
blurry.
Let me see. Oh, they're stinky. How could you kiss them? They're stinky. Were they all females?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, then they're not that bad.
And that was a goat that we had from a baby. So we hand raised it. So it was very mellow.
It thought it was a person.
Yes. It was a pet goat.
We had one of those miniature horses, the Shetlands.
Yeah.
You know? She was mean as hell to anyone who wasn't family because she thought she was people.
Oh.
And she hated it when she got left with those horses.
Oh, geez.
Why would you leave her with those horses?
Wow.
And she was smart as hell too. She would find her way out. But she used to pull this little cart for the kids. I never rode in the name. I didn't like her. Yeah. I remember she was smart, but she was mean. I'm like, I don't like that.
Oh my gosh, my parents had this one goat. Just this one goat that hated me. I don't know what it was about her.
There's always one or two in the crowd.
Every time she saw me and I turned my head, and it only happened when I turned my head or my back to her, she would just buck up and just slam into me with all her might. Thank God she did not have a threat. Thank God she did not have any horns.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
My mother had geese when I was little.
Oh, we had geese
and
too.
They hated my mom. They would chase my mom. It was so funny because I couldn't walk because I wasn't mobile like I am now back then. So they would carry me because I was so petite. Even up to like 10 years old, I would get carried because I was small. And my mom would leave me in the car and make my grandpa go get me because the geese would be chasing off.
Oh.
We used to have this place in the city where I live, Traverse City. It was called Logan's Landing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had geese and swans and ducks that lived there all year round because people fed them.
Oh,
so we'd have to go in there and break up the ice and stuff for them so they didn't, freeze and die. But those suckers were mean.
Oh yeah,
they would. Oh my God, swans are evil. Unless they have been hand raised, they are evil.
Yeah,
mean.
Yeah.
They don't want you anywhere near, and they're bigger than you think, too.
Yep.
If you've never met a swan in person, they are bigger than you think.
Yes, they are.
They're probably 3 times bigger than you think. They're nothing like a duck.
Yep.
A duck you can grab by the legs and turn them upside down, and then they're really screwed.
Yeah.
You can do that with chickens, too, by the way. It'll make a chicken pass out.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Yeah.
Just so any of you need to know, just grab their feet and turn them upside down. You might get pecked and scratched a little, but they'll pass out. Blood runs to that little pea brain, and I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
My grandmother had chickens when I was before she passed away. And my husband raised chickens all the way up until 10 years ago. I told you I don't want no chickens. No. My dad wants to get a chicken coop. He said, I'll pay for the chicken coop, but your husband has to take care of them.
Oh, no.
My husband said, I ain't got time for that.
Time for that? Nobody got time for that.
Never home.
We had chickens when we moved in here, and we had more predators than I realized. And I'm actually pretty good at predator proofing stuff, but dang, the raccoons were the worst. I never had so much trouble with raccoons until I moved down here. But anyways, so we went through a few batches. It happens.
Yeah.
But then we got one. Buffy. I think was her name. No, Chip. Chip was her name.
Chip.
Chip what's called chip because we used pine shreds for their bedding instead of hay.
Yeah.
It's less dust. It's better for the
Yeah.
If you want to know about chickens, I know all about chickens. I hate the damn things, but I know everything about them. They're a very valuable food source on this planet, people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she was the same color as the chips and the wood chips, so she got called Chip, and she loved hubby.
Oh.
And she followed him everywhere.
Oh.
And I said, "Don't get attached." She said, "It's too late."
It's too late.
She's my friend. I'm like, when we have to eat her, it's gonna be sad.
I think the reason why my dad wanted chicken was because he has cancer and he wanted like fresh eggs because of all the stuff they put in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get $7.50 a dozen for my fresh eggs. People would like bid on them sometimes.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
So
like,
that's why he wanted chickens, but
I also fed them premium feed. They had grass and bugs to their little heart's content.
Great.
You know.
Yeah.
And they had more room. Some of these chicken coops, I feel bad for these chickens, and I hate chickens, but damn, that's a little space that they put those chickens.
Hi,
Grinder.
Oh, I don't have my comments on that.
Somebody asked me, "Are you having 30 chickens?" I said, "Try 10."
Try 10.
That's more than enough, especially since usually most of the time chickens, just so y'all know, lay an egg a day until they go through. They're usually once a month. They have a cycle where they don't lay for 3 days to a week.
Yeah.
Except my hens. My hens were overworkers. They never stopped laying eggs. I swear they knew what I was saying when I said, "When you stop laying, you're soup."
What happened to Chip?
Oh, yeah, thank you. One day hubby went out and there was nothing but feathers in the coop.
Oh no.
All of them were gone.
They got
all of them.
All of them. There was only feathers. Okay, the door was locked. We padlocked the door. And it was like a door, you know. I had free range wire wrapped around the whole yard, the chicken yard. Then we went around
it was not just feathers,
wire, which is smaller holes.
Oh yeah.
And went partially in, like a foot, so that tunneling stuff wouldn't get in. I have no idea how the hell they got my chickens. The only thing I can think of is a raccoon or a cat. Because sometimes they can ply themselves into little spaces.
Yeah.
And you guys do you have weasels down there or no?
I don't think we have weasels.
Yeah.
We have possums.
Oh, you have possums.
Oh, we have possums. And
we have armadillos, but they're not usually around crowded areas. We do have, we have coyotes, which I didn't know we had coyotes.
So do we.
We get them on the beach. They have problems with them on the beach.
Wow.
And we have Florida panthers. I've never seen a fox down here. I don't know if they exist down here.
Oh.
But we do have lots of raccoons, and they're tiny. They're skinny.
Yeah.
They have really long legs. They look like, I don't know what they look like. They look bizarre. They look alien.
That's crazy.
I'm so used to raccoons being roly-poly fluff balls. Like as big as a baby, you know?
So there was no point of entry? Like
we couldn't figure it out. And I was like, I'll go get more pellets. And he's like, no more. I can't do it anymore.
No.
Broke his heart. So we tore it down. Everything grows really well where it was.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, no more pets. And really what it was is she didn't want us to have our dog.
Oh.
So I got rid of all the rabbits and everything else. I got rid of them all. Stopped working on my trout pond that I was going to put in. I was going to get ducks too. I wanted to get a goose to protect the chickens.
Yeah.
Because they will protect chickens.
Yeah.
They'll be like the hound.
That's why my grandmother had geese because chickens. because where they lived, they lived in like the country part of the city.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of wild animals.
We're urban. Technically, we're urban. We have highways and train tracks and everything around us. We're in the art district, so everybody's on top of each other, basically.
Yeah.
So we were urban farming, and I figured that would be easier. I was so wrong. It was so much harder. I didn't mind the rules, though, because they didn't want me to have rooster. Good. I don't want a rooster. I don't want chicks. I don't want to deal with chicks. I'll buy pullets, and I'll be happy. When I need to buy a pullet, I'll buy a pullet. I don't want chicks.
My friend had a rooster. They lived two, like 3 houses that way.
Uh-huh.
And I swear I don't know its time. It croaks in the middle of the night. I'm like, what?
Crows just roosters just crow. People are that's an old wives' tale about them crowing in the morning. They do crow in the morning.
They do, but it's like 2 in the morning and it's going off, and I'm like, dude.
That means he wants to get laid.
Well, I think
that's what that means.
I think it's only them. I think they only have the one rooster.
And you have to pull out their claw. Their back claw.
Yeah.
Which is gross. I hate roosters.
Oh, you have to pull it out.
Yeah, you have to pull it out, or they could potentially kill your hens with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I never pulled it
out. They stick their
out.
barbs into them and hold them down while they take advantage of the situation.
Oh, I used to just leave them in, let them have their back claw in
the bar.
Yeah,
pull them right off. They pull right off.
Oh,
It looks painful. But they don't usually say anything when you're doing it. But it looks like, have you ever torn your fingernail off?
Yeah.
It looks like a stub that looks like that.
Yeah.
Is left, and that looks painful. But it's fine. It doesn't hurt them.
Yeah.
They must fall off naturally in the wild.
Yeah.
Or did when they were
wild. Because in the wild they get caught and stuff, so it gets pulled out.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I know that because me and my son had a big old conversation about that. My son's very into animals, so.
Oh.
Yeah, and when you get pullets, you think you're getting hens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had one who was tricky.
Sometimes.
It got really big before I realized it was a rooster. We had her.
Yeah.
For quite some time before I was like, no, buddy, you're a rooster.
That happened to my husband too. They thought it was a kid and they ended up being a rooster.
So some woman came down and she was all excited. She came and got it. She spoke almost, speaking of Spanish, she spoke almost no English. And she was all excited about getting this rooster. I'm like, have at, And somebody I knew, I can't remember who was here. Somebody was here when they came to pick it up. And they're like, you're not going to eat it, are you? I said, that's none of our business.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not. She's taking it. She's paying me $5 for the damn thing.
So when my husband,
I don't care if she eats it.
I had to go in and get it.
Yeah, she did. We couldn't get her because the thing hated me. They hate me, but I hate them right back, so it's okay. But they loved hubby. He just walked right in, grabbed it, handed it to her like it was nothing. Like you went to go get a puppy.
Go get a puppy.
Here you go.
So when my husband had roasted the chickens, what they did is once it quit laying eggs, like once it was done doing what it had to do, they would eat them.
Yeah, we have to put stone. I had stone eggs in their nest.
Yeah.
So when they start doing that and then they break, they crack their beak on stone or an actual stone, they stop doing it usually.
Yeah, and we would eat them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and then if it doesn't stop, you eat them. That was so funny. When I got my first set of pullets down here, the woman asked me if I would recycle my chicken. What? Do you recycle your chicken?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my mom. Thank God my mom was with me. because I was so confused. I was like, she wants to know if you're going to eat it. I said, oh, yeah. Once it stops laying eggs, I'm eating it. She goes, oh, okay. She says, I have to be careful because some people get really weird about that. I'm like, okay, I just had no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll call them.
I used to love having chickens. And
Ours never got that big, though.
I used to love watching them run around and have fun.
Oh, see, I know they're dinosaurs, and they know they're dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mean little shits, and they're ferocious.
Yep,
ferocious. I remember my uncle threw a rat into a chicken yard once. That was like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome shit.
Yeah, they're like,
holy shit!
Yep.
They are vicious. And people are like, oh, they're vegetarian. No, they're not. They're omnivores. They're omnivores. And you don't get good eggs if you put them on a vegetarian diet.
Yeah, no.
You get terrible eggs.
They need meat.
My husband
they need bugs.
And I put supplement, calcium and protein supplements.
Yeah, calcium.
In my feed.
They love
mealworms. And they had beautiful eggs, like orange yolk eggs. Pretty. And I had one that was a double yolker. I don't know who it was.
Oh, yeah.
But I always get one double yolker. And if I knew, I would have been happy because I would have been able to tell. Because they all lay different sizes and different colors. And you can read up on why they do the different. There is a reason why they do different colors.
Eat them and stuff.
And what breed they are too.
And
those little banny hens, their eggs are like this big.
Yeah.
They're worthless. I don't know why. My aunt's like, but they're pretty. I'm like, you can't even eat them. They're too tiny.
I know.
The birds are too tiny. You can't even eat them. There's nothing. There would be nothing. That's not even a bowl of soup. But
I used to go into the barn and I'd have a bag of mealworms. I'd be like,
oh yeah,
hey, girls, and I'd shake the bag. I'd be like, Mommy brought you treats.
Oh, they love them. I was actually considering I was gonna raise my own mealworms because we had enough chickens that it would have been viable. I was gonna do a mealworm trays in the back.
And they love cheaper. They love the compost pile.
Oh yeah!
Oh, they love that. They love digging on it. My brother loved having them. My brother loved having them on the compost pile because they'd turn it for him.
Yeah, you have never turned a compost pile yourself. It sucks. It smells and it's hot because everything is decaying, so it's all hot. There's chemical reactions going there. It sucks. Now I think those ones that turn like a barrel on a spinner, those are the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life. I looked at those and I thought, if we only had that when I was a kid, that would have made my life so much easier. I hate turning those things. Hate it. And the smell. That was the worst part. Now, compost, once it gets to a point where it's usable soil, it actually has a nice sweet smell to it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's absolutely weird. Oh.
Yeah.
Lunch.
It's time to go.
I might actually jump on Minecraft today. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
I brought up Steam yesterday. I was going to get on Steam and I never did. I kept getting distracted.
Oh, what were you going to do on Steam?
I don't know. I started looking through the new free downloads to see if there's something exciting.
Oh.
I might have to get Cult of the Lamb if I have the money at the beginning of the month, Monday.
Oh.
And I can't remember what the other one was called. The one that Anna's playing that is a multiplayer one.
Wasn't it Doom of something? Doom
was one of them, but there was another one. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
So we all don't go. It's going to drive me nuts all day. She sent us pictures. Quake
Quake
was the one. And Quake and Quake 2 enhanced woman unique glasses are on sale. Both of them. The bundle is $5.99. And that's the one that's co-players. And Cult of the Lamb is on sale for $17.99. Which it's funny because my son watches YouTube videos of people, and he's watched a few of those Cult of the Lamb playthroughs. And it's kind of a twisted story, but he knows it's a video game. So, but I'm watching it thinking, that looks. And then Manus tells me it's by the same people who put Don't Starve together.
Oh.
I'm like, I probably like it then. It's just creepy enough to be creepy, but not creepy enough to make me go, I'm already bored. You know?
Yeah.
So.
You have to let me know how it is.
Yep, I will if I get it. I'm probably getting Quake though, so I can play with Ann.
Oh, okay.
She can teach me how to do first-person shooters because I'm not good at it.
Yeah. Alrighty.
She's usually patient.
Yeah.
It's nice. All right, everybody. We have Cards Against Humanity tonight at 8:00. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy Easter if I don't see you again. Or Star, or whatever you celebrate. If you celebrate the spring equinox, hello. Have a magical day. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures, it leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses, it restoreth my buzz, it leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.